Welcome to another video about the happiness revolution, which is basically how we can live happier lives as individuals and as a knock-on effect affect the rest of society so that the whole world changes to a better place. So far my videos have been about the individual and sort of on the knock-on effect on society, but what about things like the environment? That's part of uh, one of the world issues, as it were, uh, the greenhouse effect and all this kind of stuff. So much to talk about here. So let's talk about how um, this can all change. Well, first of all, the obvious thing to talk about as individuals, we're consuming way too much, and the reason why we're consuming so much is because we're not happy. We're trying to um, make ourselves feel better by consuming stuff. And that's obviously not the solution. Any psychologist will tell you that. In fact, it can cause lots of problems. In fact, it's there was a newspaper article not too long ago, maybe a while ago now, I don't know, time flies, maybe 6 months, a year ago, and it said there's 1.5 billion people dying over eating too much, and 1 billion people are dying because, well, out of starvation. So, interestingly, more people die from eating too much. So we're consuming too much, and that immediately has an effect on our resources. But not only our resources, maybe not everybody's aware of this, but um, one of the biggest, if not the biggest contributors to CO2 in the atmosphere is uh, basically cows pooing and stuff, okay? And that's because we're abusing animals to a massive degree. If we were talking about human beings, people would be so shocked, because what we do to cows and things like that is we pump them with antibiotics so that they keep working like machines, okay, to eat food and then produce food for us by us killing them and then making milk and etc. And that has many effects, not just the CO2, but it's turning vast areas of land. When I say vast areas of land, I'm talking about vast areas. And I think there was a video once on a reputable website called TED.com, which I mention all the time, and it's like a third of the land of the world or something stupid like that is being used for animals for their grazing, so they can mass produce meat and milk, etc. We don't need that much. It's not me just saying that, we just don't need that much, we really don't. There's lots of statistics and facts about that. We overeat meat, and that's one thing. But how can we end this cycle? When you're happier, you'll be less dependent on food, and there will be a knock-on effect on society and the environment, and you'll treat animals and the whole world with respect, like we used to when we used to live in the forests. We used to understand the world a bit more, but because we're so tunnel visioned at the moment in just our personal tiny patch of happiness, which doesn't work because no man is an island, as it were. We are affected by other people. We can't have a tunnel vision because that tunnel vision would just make us miserable, disconnect us, which makes us miserable, as a psychologist will tell you, and as your conscience will tell you. Um, so, that's just one side of how the happiness revolution will affect the world in a positive way. Are you consuming less, treating the world in a better way, treating animals in a better way? Because once we understand and are happier with ourselves, we'll treat animals in a better way as well. We won't abuse the many animals we live on at the moment the way we do. They're just treated badly, slaughtered badly, they live badly, um, uh, and we'll also spread out in the world rather than go crazy in tiny cities, etc. Right. I think that will do for now. Uh, a tiny other element is that yes, we are using up the oil. It's not a tiny element; it's a big element, but I just don't want to talk about it too much right now in the video. We are using up all the oil in the world. But if you understood the pattern, when you part of the happiness revolution is to understand how the world works and how things move forwards, and you'll see that everything comes in its proper time. So oil was found at just the right time so that we could use it in our mechanical objects. So we will find a solution to new and better fuels that do not create CO2 and are not running out, and we're getting closer to that. But not only that, we will not have these big corporations that force us to use polluting materials, when actually a lot of that technology is out there, even in third world countries, or you might call second world countries like Pakistan. They've had biofuel, whatever. They've been running their cars on gas for ages and stuff like that. So the dual cars where you can use hybrid cars, so you can use two forms of fuel. Why don't we have this in this country? Anyway, thank you for watching.